All right, everybody, welcome. First training video, like where we're recording live circles. I want to invite one of my students over here, bubbly and happy to see us. This is our guy Preston right here. I've only been working with Preston for maybe about 2 months. He's one of my standout students. He's a leader. Has had a little bit of bumps in the road with some behaviors and things like that, but nothing that we're not going to conquer. He just told me coming in today, after only 2 weeks of like working on our sayings, he says he knows a lot of them. So you'll probably see live in circle some of that stuff. Also, when you see kids coming in, I will also include the debrief. So at have left, I have a trainee that's here today. One of our actual products of the program, his name is Anthony Rios. I will debrief with him when he comes in. So I'm excited for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoy. They're starting to come in now. So you want to open the door for him, have him sign in, Preston? Be a leader for me. What's up, young man? Hi. Welcome back, man. You guys excited?
Yes.
Cool. Well, we have a couple of them coming in. They're going to come say hi to the camera in a second. I just want to get some music playing, and that way we can have a good time today.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, how you doing, man?
We're recording on live stream.
Yeah, we're recording. You want to say what's up to the camera?
No.
Yeah, bro, you're going to be famous.
No.
Come on, man. Just say hi then. Just say hi.
Hello.
Say hi. What's up? Woohoo!
I'm not scared. I'm gonna be
Just say your names at least. Can you just say your name?
Preston Marino. Marquise Bentecourt.
Just say your name.
Marquise Wilson.
Yeah. We got our boy Nikolai with the cowboy boots.
Nikolai!
Come here, Nikolai. You want to say hi to the live stream?
Hugh. Hey.
Hi, Navarre. How are you? You're so.
Hey, my sister's on
Can I
that.
introduce you? Okay, don't worry. All right. Cool. We're gonna get started because first of all, did everybody sign in? Everybody signed in? Is Mr. Keon Little not in today? He's not
No,
here?
he's good. He's not in.
Yeah, why not? He said that. Oh, I didn't get up. Want to go check? No. He said he didn't want to come because he's playing football.
That's fine.
Yes, wow.
That's okay.
Did you all
Football's not
sign
fun
in?
in this class.
Did you sign in?
I said, yeah, we signed in. Yeah. What's funner than this class? My counselor. Huh? What? What? Why did you take off your boots? Dude, slide on.
Yeah.
Dude.
Everybody got a worksheet?
And don't take his socks
Let's get them all
away.
one real
Yeah,
quick.
I know the first one. Don't take the socks off.
So we only have 20 minutes, so I need your attention,
Can I
okay?
go get something from our class?
Not yet. We're gonna jump in because you guys are gonna excited. You're gonna be excited about this. The first thing that Anthony's giving you is a permission slip.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm gonna take you guys. Do you remember?
Wait, field trip.
Yep. We're gonna go on a field trip. Listen to this. Listen to this. We're gonna take you to Scandia.
What's that?
So I'm so excited. Scandia is a place where you can. It's an amusement park. You can go on roller coasters. You can play miniature golf.
Oh, let's
You can go on a Ferris wheel. You can drive go-karts
Oh,
and race each other. It's going to be so much fun. Now, hold on. I want you to remember the norms, the rules of our circle. While I'm talking, no one else is talking, right? Okay. Okay, hold on. So here's the first thing that I want to go over. Okay, it's going to cost $25 per student. Now, if for some reason you can't come up with $25 to go on the trip, you need to tell me as soon as possible.
Why?
This trip is happening next Monday. So listen, right after school, we're going to be outside in the front with a bus. I drive a bus. We're going to have a bus. You guys will have this sign. If you can come up with, listen, if you can come up with the $25, you're welcome to come. Now listen, if you want to come, and if your parents want you to come, that's perfect. We will help with the money. We don't want money to get in the way of a field trip. It's after school, okay? So again, we're going to be taking you to Scandia. It's after school. It's going to be a great time, okay? Now, this is a slip that needs to be signed by your parents. If you don't have this, you cannot go. Okay? So here's the next. If she doesn't have $25, that's okay. Miss Ileana, do you mind scooting over just a little bit? Because we're recording live. So listen, hold on. I'm going to say it again. One last time. I need everybody's attention. If you don't have $25, all you have to do is tell me. Okay? And then we will make a way for you to go no matter what. Okay? So now I will take questions, but I'm only going to take a few because we need to get into our curriculum. So yes, Preston.
If my mom doesn't really have that much money, I could go work somewhere and get some money back.
So if your mom doesn't have money, you can go work for it. I like the sounds of that. $25. If you just save a few cans, if you go and pick up some trash at your neighbor's house or do some small work, right? They will help you.
Hey,
you mean excuse me, Mr. Vasquez?
Picture stuff on. Do you take credit card or debit card?
We don't, unfortunately.
Do you take a check if you don't check?
We would take a check, I think, for you.
That's it.
Okay. Any other questions about the field trip that we're going on next week?
Well, I think I have enough money in my piggy bank, but I'm not sure.
Ooh, that'd be great. So, Keon, I know you just came in. We're taking all of you guys to Scandia, bro. Scandia is an amusement park where there's roller coasters, miniature golf, there's a Ferris wheel, there's all kinds of things. Okay? So one more time, we're going to come to normal school. We're going to come to normal group. At the end of your school day, I'll be in the front waiting for you guys and many of our other students. So Anthony will be here. Miss Ileana will be here. She will be, these two will be in charge of your group when we're there. I and Daniel will be in charge of the older group while we're there. Now, we expect you to be on your best behaviors, okay? I'm going to be there too. Like, we're going to still work together. They're your point people. So I'll still ride rides with you. If you want to go with me on the go-karts, man, I'll go with you. Okay, we will do that. Next thing, everybody pick this up. I need you guys to see this, see this, see this.
What?
Everybody pick this up.
My mom has Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat.
Listen. Great. I will not get started until you guys quiet down.
I'm going to Snapchat. Is that online? Yeah, that's live. Wait, follow me on Snapchat. Facebook.
I will not move until you guys give me the respect that I need, I deserve. Okay. You're raising your hand now? I like that. That's a lot better. Are you raising it or not? Okay. All right, we're going to jump in. This is our curriculum. It's the first day we use it, so I want to break you into it, okay? So the first thing you'll see, what does that look like on the top left? What does that look like? A camera?
I don't know.
Yeah, does it look like that? Use this. Okay? So we will watch a video to start our group all the time. You guys see the light bulb? You see the light bulb? Where's the light bulb? Can you find it? Main idea, that's right. We will go over a main idea together. All right? Then do you guys see a journal or a book? You see a book? Find the book on the paper. We will journal. And then if you go all the way down to the bottom, do you see a birdie?
Yeah.
And social media? So we want you and your parents to follow us on social media because events, information, pictures, those will all be posted. I won't answer anybody's questions until you raise your hand. Yeah. Say it again. Okay, we'll answer other ones later.
So, is this the following thing?
Yes. Yes.
Just us for you? I know that's
It's right here on the bottom.
Oh.
Yes.
Just us for you.
Yes.
I got you.
But we're doing curriculum now. Yes.
My birthday's on Sunday.
Great. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's jump in. We're going to see a video to start. So everybody huddle up around the computer real quick.
Next year. I'm going to be on Facebook in class with those. I get something from my class. Next year, I'm probably going to do it. Can you watch Jeffy?
Okay, here we go. Everybody get where you could see it.
Are you going to do the same?
Nevaeh will wait for you.
Mr. Boston, are we going to do the same? I already know all of them. Yeah, he does.
Okay, Nevaeh, this is your first warning. I want you in the group, but if I have to warn you 2 more times, I will have to ask you to leave, okay? But I do want you in the group so bad. I want all of you guys to be in here. But I will only warn you guys a few times. So here we go. It's a quick video. Here we go.
You is smart. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. You is smart. You is kind. You is important. That's so good.
All right. Let's go back to the circle. Let's make a perfect circle.
Are you back on live stream? You're like, yay, what's up? Yeah. You is small. Can you put on some music? Follow me on
Okay, so here, let me ask you a couple questions. Couple questions. What are some things that you stood out to you about the video clip? Raise your hands.
Yes.
No, raise your hands. Yes, Kia.
They said he was trying.
Yeah, so she was saying all these nice things, right, about this child.
She was basically saying the child all the things that she said.
Okay. I like that.
Smart. The first thing that hit my mind when I heard that is funny.
Okay.
It sounded like the parent was teaching the kid that having the
Okay, I like that. What did you notice about the adult and the child? What was different about them? What did you guys see?
They were different colors. The adult was black and the kid was white.
So it was a black woman and a white baby girl, right? Did that capture your attention?
No.
Do you see that often?
Yeah.
You do?
Okay. I was saying so Mexican people, and I see black. They have black kids. They're
Okay,
Mexican.
you see Mexican people with black kids. All right. So nowadays we're starting to see more interracial couples. But back then, this was in a day. The video was in a day where there was a lot of racism and hate. Now that little baby girl's mom, her real mom, was very mean to her, didn't take care of her, and the black woman was an actual maid. She was a slave, and they used to have her do everything. But the one thing she had was a special relationship with that baby girl, right? And she was saying these very kind things to her that just makes her feel so good, right, about herself. So this is what we want to say to all of you, and I want you to look at me when I say this, okay? This morning, we see you. You are all so important to us. You guys matter so much to us. You all have so much worth and value. You guys mean the world to me and to Miss Ileana and now Anthony. You guys are that important. We wake up every week. On Monday, so excited to spend time with you guys. I'm serious. And you too, great, man. And it's something that we look forward to. So I want to ask Nevaeh to help me read this. Can you pick up your paper? And everybody's going to read. So I want to see how well you read. We only have about 12 minutes left. Let's lock in. He's not here today. Can you read this with me? Ready? Accompaniment. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
It is hard.
Accept. Good job, dude. You read those 2 big words, so keep going.
And
Offer.
To someone, but if you're
Willing. Great job, Will.
To take
Yep.
the
Commitment.
commitment.
Long-term
To long-term
relationships.
has so many
Benefits. Great job. Let's all give it up for Nevaeh. That was a great job. Okay. So, accompaniment. We are saying this morning that we see you. You are important to us. You have a lot of worth and value. But it's not just today, right? We want to stay in your lives for a long time. And we have this value called accompaniment, right? Accompaniment is important to us. That means that we will join you. We will accompany you for a long period of time. You can count on us minimally for this year to be here, but even beyond that, I know I can promise you that I will stay in your lives. Let's go to the next section here, which says, can you share of a time in your life where you felt unimportant, unseen, almost like you were invisible, like you were a ghost? So today we're saying we see you, you're important, you have value, we're excited about spending time with you. But now I'm asking, can you share of a time where you didn't feel important, where you didn't feel seen, where you didn't feel valued, where you felt forgotten? Can anybody share of a time in your life where you felt like that? Let's go with you, Keon. Thank you for volunteering.
When first took one step, then my mom had another baby, then I just felt. Right now, my mom has another baby, and I felt like.
Yes. How many of you guys can relate to how that feels? Great contribution, man. So sometimes, right, we have brothers and sisters, and when they come into the world, all of a sudden our parents' attention and love goes to the children, the babies, right? And sometimes that can make us feel forgotten. I love that, Keon. I think a lot of students feel that way. Yeah. Okay, remember we raised our hand?
I had a baby brother and a baby sister. And then after each time I come out and someone see something, he doesn't answer me. It's like I'm not even there. Like I'm actually involved.
That's right. That's right.
He can't even see me.
That's right. So let me jump in and say, even though it seems that way, Keon and Marquis, even though it seems that they have forgotten us, it's not always the case. It's hard for parents to kind of juggle and give a lot of love and attention to one group or the other, right? Especially when they're really little, because you guys can go to the restroom on your own. You can feed yourself. You get your own drink. For babies, they can't do that. So it kind of seems like their attention goes more to them. Yeah, but it's not always true. Sometimes parents, they do make some mistakes. And yeah, hopefully, though, you start doing what's the right thing, right? Okay, let's go to the second light bulb. You see that big light bulb? And I'm going to ask Preston, our student leader, to read that. Can you pick up the paper and read the second light bulb where it says secondary idea? It starts with the word knowing.
Knowing you are loving and seeing and
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
Feelings of acceptance. Good job, Preston. Let's give it up for Preston. Great reading. Man, knowing that you're loved can assist your self-esteem, feelings of being accepted, belonging, and self-love. So listen, knowing that sometimes at home we're not always going to get that love and that belonging and that acceptance, but knowing that you have other healthy adults and other support people, right, to show you these things, that helps you to feel better about yourself, so your self-esteem raises, helps you to love yourself a little bit more, right, helps you to feel accepted and valued. And those things are good things, and they help you for the long run, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to end our circle by going over some of our sayings, and then hopefully we have some time to journal, which I really want you to experience. So while I prepare the sayings, can you and Nevaeh grab pens for all of us, or pencils, writing utensils? Okay, Nevaeh, you can help Miss Ileana. I'm going to call each of you up one at a time to the screen so that you can share some of our sayings. We're going to start with Preston. Anthony, if you can make sure the rest of the group is respectful. Preston, come on up. You can walk up, walk up, walk up. You don't have to bring your chair. I want you to stand right here, Preston, and I want you to tell the world some of our sayings. You do as many as you can. Loudly, though.
What says in group stays in group. There is not one body more important than the group. I will suffer in isolation, but heal in community. Stay hungry, stay hopeful, and stay dependent.
When I became
a young man, I put away my childhood things.
Wow.
The other one is Mr. Eric.
All right, let's give it up for Preston, man. He got 5 out of the 6. Let's see. We'll lead it off. Ready? Live pure. Do you know it?
Speak truth and stay dependent.
Oh, so close. You got 5 out of 6, so I'm super proud of you, bro. All right, Nikolai, come on up. Try your best. This is 2 weeks of practice, people. These guys are amazing. Okay, you're up. No.
There's 0 viewers. Where?
No, we're recording it. Okay. You're up.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Live Pierce, stay humble, and stay. What's that one? The last one. And also stay dependent. No. And then what you say in group stays in group, and then there's not one student more important than the whole entire group. I'll suffer in isolation and heal community. And then when I became a young man, I put away childish things. Live, stay hungry, stay dependent. That's it.
Okay, let's give it up for Nikolai. All right, so we're going to conclude our circle, but I want you to see how we're going to end. So everybody, come on in real quick. Students that are just coming in, you're welcome to come in. I just need you to be quiet for a moment, okay? Come on in. Let's come to the circle. Does everybody have a pen or pencil? Yeah.
No.
Not you guys. I just want you to post up there. Let me finish with this group, okay? Nevaeh, come on over. We're going to end in our circle. So, first thing I want you to do is write your name on top of the paper. Take a seat.
Which one?
We're almost done. We got like 30 seconds left. Write your name on top of the paper.
This one's
Write it so that we can read it. Okay? Also, on the permission slip, this one too, Nevaeh.
Yes, he is.
I need you to sit down, Nevaeh. This is my second warning now.
Every time I write, it doesn't work.
I need you to sit down. Okay, here where it says I, this is where you write your name as well. Look, right here. Look at, this is where I need it on here too. Look at, right here, where it says I. So you need your name on both papers, okay? These are the permission slips. Okay.
I wrote my name right here.
Good job, you guys.
Okay.
All right, and then the curriculum. I need you to write your name on top here too.
Oh, this? I already read my name.
You did it? Okay. Now, because we didn't have that much time, I want you to leave the curriculum, which is this. I need your name on it. I need you to leave it with Anthony. So Anthony, can you collect these, but make sure that they have their names on it. If they don't have their name, give it back to them. And next week, we're going to do the journal together so you learn the importance of journaling.
No, give them that one. That one.
Okay, but tell them kindly. Nice. Yeah. All right, and then how do we end circle, you guys? What do we do? We thank each other. We give each other a little bit of love, right? Have a great week. Love you guys, man. I will see you soon. Keon, great job in circle today, Keon. I'm very proud of you. You've come a long way, dude. Stellar students, standout students. Yeah. Give me a hug. Welcome back. And you need to give him your break. My next students, if you have signed in, please come into the circle. And if you can help me recreate the circle. Come on, Preston.
What are you doing? Like, what is your permission?
Wait, Keon, wait.
Hey. I don't have to shoot. What's up, bye? Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm Nicholas Espinosa. No! Chicken wing. I know how to do a front. Come on.
Gentlemen, what do you think? Should we allow our lady, our young lady? We're going to stand here. What do you think?
What day?
Next
Monday, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to see you, but yeah. Pick it up. It's 25. Bring that chair here. What about 5 today? Bring that chair here. Look, I already got 5 today. I'm sorry. $25. Read it. Read it. 25. More money for your ice. So you can buy other stuff.
You're missing next week.
I'm gonna be
See? It's $25.
Yeah, but we're running over it right now.
Huh?
Yeah, we're running over it.
Okay, so let me just ask, has everybody signed in?
Yeah.
And have you gotten 2 pages each?
Yeah. Excuse me. I thought it was $20.
It's 25, but don't worry, that was my mistake. We'll cover it if you can't cover the 5. But I'd like you to try. And we're gonna talk about that in a second. Thank you, Nicola. Walk back to class.
Look. I'm gonna give them 20 and then we're paying for it.
All right, so just so you guys know, we're on live, but like no one's watching this live. I'm recording the circle, okay? And this is for training purposes. One thing I'd like to see is a better circle. Where's our other points of Maris?
Oh yeah, you want to go get him real quick? Want to go get him?
Is he here?
Get him here today.
Can you?
Yep, I got you.
Don't run though.
I left
No.
my money in my bathroom.
Don't run though, okay? Hurry up though, please. We really need you guys, man. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, I want to introduce one of my guys. His name is Anthony Rios, and he is a actual student that has come out of our program. And he has just done a great job. He's turned his life around, and he's doing great work. He'll grab it. Thank you. He's a father. His baby is now how old?
He's
7 months. And then he's working for us, and he has had some previous jobs as well, and we're really happy to have him. So he'll be with us for a few weeks. Do you want to quickly go around the circle and introduce yourselves? Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Miss Ileana, Eric. Now, since it's us 3 in here, have you guys resolved what we talked about? Remember our commitment with you 3? How we just wanted to really respect each other and not call each other certain names. Because we want Craig to feel comfortable. And if that can't happen, then we will disband the group, which means only those who would respect something like that will be able to stay. Okay? So I want to go through a few things. The first thing I want to go through is this. You guys pick this up real quick. This is our permission slip, Craig. Can you open it so you know exactly how to fill it out? Next Monday, we are taking all of you to Scandia. And all it is it's 25 bucks. Have you guys ever been to Scandia? Have you seen it? Okay. Is it fun? Is it fun though?
I've been on the ride.
Okay. It's
I'm
fun.
gonna go on that big
So-
one that goes all the way up.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm down to go on that one.
Yeah, I'm going with you though.
I'm down to go on it. What's up, man? How you doing?
Get your paper, man.
So this is what I want to. I want to go through this so you don't miss it. If you miss it and you show up on Monday without this, you won't go. So pay attention. First, it says I. You put the parent's name. Okay. Then it says child's name. Then it says the event. Okay.
Scandia?
You write Scandia. Then it goes to the bottom section, which is another place where your parent signs, and they put your children's name. We need doctor's information. And then in the very bottom, it says print, sign for both student and parent.
How we gonna print it? How we print it?
Print means like you write your
Regular.
name,
Oh, yeah.
regular. But sign means,
Perfect.
right? Okay. On the very bottom is the actual event information. It is $25. There's the address. We leave right after school at 3. I'll be in the front with the bus. We will load you guys on. We don't return until 6:30 p.m. Okay? So we'll be out there for about 3 hours. It'll take us a half hour to get there. We'll be chilling for about 3 hours, and then we will come back. Okay? Any questions about this trip?
What upper campus where the bus meets?
No.
Up there?
Yeah, like where our buses go, like that.
Probably in the front, yeah. I don't think you'll miss it.
So right after
I'm gonna
school.
just follow everybody.
So it's at 3 p.m. School gets out at 2:40. So we want the heavy traffic to go first, right?
I'm gonna just go to the office, please.
Okay. And then we pull up. Any other questions
So
about this?
next Monday.
Next Monday. Now, if you can't do the money thing, shh, boys, if you can't do the money thing, if that's just too much for you, you need to communicate it. No one has told us yet that the money's too much for them. So we're going as if you guys are good. Now, I'm not going to be able to help you if you tell me next Monday, oh, Eric, I got the permission slip, but I didn't get the money. I'm going to be like, dude, sorry. You didn't communicate. So how do you tell me? Everybody pick up this paper. Pick this paper up. You guys see on the very bottom where it says social media here? Okay. You can follow us on any of those social media outlets. And it says @JusticeForYouth. That's the handle. Okay. All you got to do is message me on there. You could say, hey, this is Ariel, Mr. Vasquez, and I really want to go to the trip, but I can only get 20 of the 25. And then we'll say, okay, we'll make up the 5.
So if we bring $20, you'll pay the $5.
Only if you can't afford the 25. Don't shortchange me, brother. All right. If you can bring the extra 5, don't be like, oh, your mom gives you 25 and then you tell us you can't get it, and then we're over here giving you 5 and you keep that for your little Scooby snacks. No, we're not gonna do that, right? Okay, hold on. I want to get used to raising the hand so that we have a good flow of the group. Okay, so yes.
I'm okay if I bring like $10 extra.
Yes.
Buy icy.
Yes, on the very bottom here it says this: bring food or money for food. Okay. We good with that? All right. Now let's jump into the next section, which is our curriculum. You guys hold this up. Hold this up. I want to see that you're locked in with me. Okay, you guys see the,
Wait,
this
so
is,
they have food at Scandia. I think they do.
okay, we passed Scandia now though, Greg. Greg, we're here now, okay? Curriculum now. All right, so check it out. It's titled We See You. We will start using curriculum starting today. I want you to know the format of it. There's 4 components, all right? The first component, you see the video camera? We will watch a video to start our meeting, okay? The second component is, do you see where it says secondary idea, the second light bulb? Okay, underneath that, there's 3 cues. We will ask interactive questions. We will always engage you in the circle. You see under that, where it has a journal, you see the book there? Great. Look, on your paper. Okay, you see that? That means we will always journal. And then if you go all the way to the bottom, you see apply it. You see apply it right there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We will always have application. So repeat after me. You ready? Video.
Video.
Interactive question.
Interactive questions.
Journal.
Journal.
And application.
Application.
One more time. Video.
Video.
Interactive questions.
Interactive questions.
Journal.
Journal.
Application.
Application.
All right. And this also gives me an opportunity to see how you guys read. So let's go ahead and jump in. Who can read the first light bulb that says main idea? Taekwon, go ahead, brother.
Wait, what?
Go ahead. I'll help you with that word. It's called accompaniment.
Accompaniment is a beautiful thing. It is hard to accept and offer or to someone, but if you willing to take the risk, you committed.
The commitment.
Yeah, commitment to long-term relationships
Benefits. Taekwon, dude, you are a great reader. I didn't know you could read that well. Great job, dude. I'm excited that you guys can all read so well. Okay, so the thing said, right? Accompaniment, meaning long-term relationships, right? Mentorship is a beautiful thing, right? It says here, but it's hard to accept and it's hard to offer to someone. But if you're willing to take the risk, Tamaris, right? The long-term commitment, right, has so many benefits. Just think about this. Just imagine your lives. When you're 20 years old, all of you guys, just imagine if I'm still right there. Hey, what's up, girl? Ariel. Ariel, how you been? Man, how's your family? Man, it's so good to see you. You got a baby girl now? You only 20. What you thinking? You know, just imagine if I could still be in your lives, right? If Miss Ileana would still be around. That would be a beautiful thing because we have a long foundation of relationship. And that's what youngsters need. They need mentorship. They need accompaniment, right? I want us all to scoot up to the screen real quick. We're going to watch a quick video clip. And then we'll bounce back to the circle, okay?
I'm sorry, man. Here.
All right.
Oh, I want to.
You is
All
smart.
right, here we go. Everybody watch. Oh, you can't see
You
it.
is kind. You is smart. You is important. You is smart. You is kind. You is important. That's so good.
All right, let's get back to the circle. I love that movie, man. All right. So what stood out to you about that clip? What stood out to you about that short video clip? Raise your hands. Yep. You're important. Just those words. Okay. Okay. Those words. Yep. Anything else stood out about the actual clip itself?
How
Hold on. He raised his hand.
like back in the day, like black white community, how she got a white person in her hand, friendly and stuff.
Yeah, that struck me too. Back in the day, blacks and whites didn't really get along, and yet she had this little baby in her hand. She was saying all these kind words, right? Craig, did you have something to say? Taekwon?
Was that baby adopted?
Oh, you had a question. Was the baby adopted? So the backdrop to that movie is this, that back in the day, there was slavery still alive, right? So they were indentured. They had to serve certain families that were wealthier. And they were black maids, right? These maids did everything in the house, right? In addition to the household things, they also took care of the children a lot of the time. And this woman in particular in the clip, the mom of that child was very mean to the baby. And yet this black maid would treat her so tenderly, so kindly. You know, and that goes a long way. That makes a difference. Here's what I want to say to you guys, and I want you to all look at me in the eyes when I say this. And I mean this, okay? I mean this. And I've missed you, bro. I'm glad you're back. But you guys have great value to me. I see you this morning, bro. I see you. You know, you guys, I mean it, have such worth and such value. I see you as important, intelligent, creative, amazing, beautiful young people. And that's why we come up here every week. Every Monday, we are excited to make the 1 hour drive just to be with you. To say today, we see you. Now, being seen is important. We believe at Justice for Youth that all youth need to be seen, heard, and believed in. And today we're going to focus on the seen. So let's go to the cue underneath there. It says this: can you share of a moment in your life where you felt unimportant, unseen, almost like you were a ghost? So we're here saying, dude, we see you, you're important, you have value, right? But can you think of a time where you were unseen, where you felt forgotten, where you felt neglected, where you felt unimportant in your life? And if you can remember a time like that, would you share that with me, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So am I losing you, girl? I honestly feel like for you, it might be really good for you to sit right there. You want to know why? Only because you're like me. Yeah, you're like me where you get distracted.
What do you want to say right here?
Nah. Because if her back's this way, it helps her. Yeah, you're like me. There's nothing wrong with it. It just will help you to be like straight up staring into my eyes. All right. Okay. So Taekwon, anybody want to lead me off?
Yeah.
Can you share of a time with the group where you felt unimportant, forgotten, almost like you were a ghost? You got one? Yeah, I got one. So I'll share mine. There was this one time, I'm one of 6. So there was this one time that my parents, they had come home from work, and then I was taking a nap. And I was like, I must have been like 12 at the time. I was taking a nap, and everybody, I guess, loaded up into the car, and they all went out to dinner. And it was like a Friday, right? And they didn't wake me up. They didn't think about like inviting me, right? So I wake up, and the whole house is gone. I thought the rapture happened. I don't know if you know what that is.
Like the
I thought Jesus came back, bro. So hold on. So I'm there, and all of a sudden, I realize I'm like, the car's gone, so they're gone. When they come back, they got food in hand, bags from their leftovers. Nobody offered me anything, and I kind of sat there waiting to see what they would do. Nothing. And I honestly said within myself, I was like, you know what, man? My family don't care about me. And if they did, this would have happened. And at that time in my life, I'm not going to lie, I was struggling. And I did, offend them often. So I could see why they didn't want to invite me, because I was always like a drag, always getting in fights with my siblings and saying stupid things. But still, that sucked, So I think we've all had moments like that. One of the students in here before said, oh yeah, when my brother was born. And I was like, dang, that's so true.
Yeah.
Many of us feel. Okay, you ready to share?
Yeah.
Okay, raise your hand. All right, you're up.
So, when my little brother was born, my dad, he was like, I kind of felt like lost, because he didn't really buy nothing, but he had to buy my little brother stuff, but now I understand.
Now you understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
So it's like he's a kid, and he grows faster than me, so he doesn't get more stuff like every week or something, every month.
Yeah, I love that perspective. A lot of us feel, oh dang, our younger siblings are getting that love. But the reality is, you can make yourself a sandwich, right? You can wipe your booties. You can drink, you can pour yourself a drink. But little kids, they need everything, right? So it seems like they're getting more attention. Yes, Ariel. Exactly, right? So not being spoiled.
My sister,
Yep.
That's because they're small.
That causes those feelings, though, right? So let's go to the next section. Can I have you, Craig, read the secondary idea, the second light bulb on the curriculum piece?
Right here, bro.
knowing you are more than to and assist yourself.
Esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let's give it up for Craig. All you guys are good readers, man. Appreciate that.
Not me.
Well, then we're going to help you now. And this is a circle where you don't have to be embarrassed about it, okay? Because this is a safe space. Although this will be my first warning with you today, because I've had to say it a few times. I need you to stop side conversations. And I need you to stay locked in. When I'm talking, I'm talking. When she's talking, when you're talking. Okay? So that's our first warning. If I got to get to the third one, I will kindly ask you to get out. Yes, sir. He's all right, man. This guy's smart. He knows what's up. In fact, I'm going to ask him to read next. So get ready to read the first cue. But let me review that statement, right? Knowing that you're loved and seen, right? Knowing that us mentors see you, love you, see value and importance in you, that can raise your levels of self-esteem. It can help you to feel accepted. It can help you to feel like you belong. And it can help you to start to learn to love yourself. Here's what I know about youth and what I know about some of you already is some of you, it's hard to love yourself, especially when you've been raised in spaces where you're not always receiving love and affirmation, right? It's hard to then love yourself. If somebody else don't love you, how is that going to be easy for you to love yourself, right? So I want to take a poll real quick. And I want you to be honest. Don't do it in here because your friends are in here and you want to look cool or whatever. But how many of you guys have a low sense of self-esteem? Meaning you don't think too highly of yourself. You don't think that you're smart or that you look pretty or that you're handsome or you don't like a lot of things about yourself. Who has a low level of self-esteem? I'll raise my hand because I tend to struggle with that a lot at times. So look at the population here. So, you know, we got Tamaris and Ariel who are just, man, you guys are just straight up ballers, man. You just think you're it, man, huh? Nah, but you know what? That's a great thing. If you really do have self-esteem that's high, that's a great thing. But for us that struggle, you know, it takes practice to learn to love ourselves. All right, let's jump down. First cue. Go ahead and read, T. Would you say? Down underneath the second light bulb. Real loud.
Would you say growing up that you had a challenging childhood filled with
Neglect.
Feelings of being forgotten or unimportant?
Great, I love that. Let's give it up for him. So let's go around the circle, and I want you to just say a yes or no, right? Do you believe that your childhood, your early childhood, from birth until now, would you say that it was filled with neglect, meaning you were kind of overlooked, your needs weren't always met? Maybe it was filled with feelings of being forgotten and unimportance, right? So we'll go this way. How about you, Anthony?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. What are you saying?
When you were a child, right, from birth until now, would you say that your life was difficult and challenging, and has it been filled with feelings of unimportance and neglect and being forgotten? So Taekwondo?
Yeah.
So that's a large portion of our group. And it's okay, because we need somebody to balance us out. So if he's had a great life, that's a good thing that balances us out, right? He can help with good perspective. Taekwondo, can you read the second cue?
Yep. So do you feel as if anyone is accompanying you in your life? If so, who is this person?
Right. So it's kind of like, yeah, this question is like, is somebody a ride or die in your life right now?
Yep.
But that person has to be older, okay? They have to be wiser. They can't be family members. You can't choose a family member, all right? Hold up. And these people have to be able to ask you the hard questions, and you got to be able to respect them so much that if they challenge you or redirect you or chin check you, that you'd be like, you're right, and you'd listen. So do you have a mentor who is accompanying you that's non-family, right? That can ask you the hard questions, that has been consistent in your life, right? Let's start with Anthony. Okay, so yes, he has a mentor. Can be family. See, part of the problem I think with this group is I need you to like pay attention. You gotta wake up so that when I come to you, you're not like, well, what's the question? Right? Okay, a neighbor. Miss Ileana, do you have somebody?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Doctor Five.
Okay.
Miss Villanueva,
Who's that?
a teacher.
Great. I love teachers being shout out.
I forgot.
Okay.
Oh my. Can you spell that to me?
Sure. Is that a teacher? That's awesome, man. So for some of us, it's easy to find that person, right? For some of us, we're like searching for it, which tells me you probably don't have anybody. And if we only have one, you want to have more than one. Because if we're coming from childhoods where we struggled, if we're in spaces in our homes and circumstances where we're not getting that being seen and loved and affirmed all the time, then you got to replace it through surrogates, through mentors. That's why we're here today. We hope to be some of those people in your life. But you need to build your support systems, right? So that you feel seen and that that's important to you. Okay, let's go all the way to the bottom. Apply it. Yes. Sure, if you know it.
It's a girl.
Okay. Her name? Okay. Is she older than you? She's got to be older, wiser, right? She's got to be able to ask you the hard questions. She's got to be able to chin check you when you need it. Okay, so a teacher.
Yes.
Okay. So Ariel, can you read number 1 under the application? We want you to leave today. We want you to leave today knowing how to apply everything that we've been talking about in Circle. Okay, we good with that? So we're going to start that conversation. Go ahead, Ariel.
Those who are living.
That's a big word. Say accompany.
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 Company you at any level.
Good job. Ariel, you can read. Get out of here. This whole time you've been joshing us. Yes, she can read. Let's give it up for Ariel, man. She reads very well. And we're going to get better at that, girl. And this will be practice. All right, so what is this saying? In order to apply the conversation, right, you got people that are willing to ride with you. I'm over here saying, hey, man, I can't wait to be in long-term relationships. I want to mentor you. Whoop-de-woo, you can count on me for a year at least, and maybe even more, blah, blah, right? You got Miss Ileana saying the same thing. Like, when you got people like that who are willing to accompany you, you got to get close to them as well. Let those people in. The second thing, I'll read this one. It says, work on grinding through uncomfortable moments of relationship building. So let's just pretend that me and Craig said, hey, we're going to spend the whole weekend together. We're going to go up to Mammoth, and we're going to fish, and we're going to go and chill with some girls. I mean, just playing, Craig. All right, now we're going to play football. We're going to play video games in the cabin up there, right? Let's just say that. Well, I barely know Craig. I've only known Craig for like a month. You think it's going to be weird driving up to the mountains?
Yeah.
Because it takes a few hours, right? This one's going to be sitting in my passenger seat like,
Uh-oh.
What did I get into?
he's not going to. Yeah.
I'm going to be here.
All right, let me get back to it. We're almost done. So, like, that's going to be uncomfortable. But does that mean that you should run away from those moments? No. Embrace those uncomfortable moments. Work through them so that relationships become normal. And you don't feel weird or awkward anymore. It takes time. See, what happens a lot of the times is youth, right? You guys don't always put in the work to develop healthy relationships. And that takes time. The next one, can you read it for me?
Number 2.
3.
Accept compliments and kind words. Adopt them into your life.
That's right. So when we are saying these things to you, accept them, adopt them into your life. Okay? Don't just be like, oh, these people aren't saying the truth. I remember when I first met Anthony, he was probably looking at me like, this fool don't really even care. He's just another person coming in, running another program. But you know what? I genuinely did care. And 2.5 years later or something, you know, he's up here in Apple Valley with me helping other youth. And he got a job with us, right? So it does show that. Accept those kind words. Okay, we're going to end by doing this. I need Anthony and Ileana, I need you to be on point right now. We are going to ask you to find a spot, whether it's this table, that ledge. I'm going to ask you to journal. You are all going to read this little portion. You see where it says journal? You're going to read it to yourself. Then you're going to turn the paper over, and you're going to start responding to this journal prompt. So when you read it, it'll tell you what you need to do. Now, I will accept art. So let's say you don't feel like writing, right? I'm cool with that. I saw your little face. You're like, oh, figure it out, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay if you don't want to write. I accept art. Let's say one word comes to mind, and the word is lonely. You can't write lonely, though, all right? Don't jack my word.
I know.
So you could do lonely, and you could do some designs. As long as the art has something to do with the prompt, I'm cool with it. Now listen. There was this one kid, we were talking about this topic, and then at the end of the journal, he turned in his paper. It was the most elaborate desert scene that he sketched in like 5 minutes. And there was this kid on a chair all alone in the desert next to some cactuses. I was like, dang, you got skills, bro. I was like blown away, right? So as long as your art has something to do with the prompt, I'm cool. But I need you to go all in. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out in the circle. All right, we good with that? I'm going to play some music, and then you guys get 5 minutes. I'm going to time it on the phone. Don't take too long to get started. Find a spot. Go ahead. Find a spot in the room where you feel comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock.
I'm going at that one, that single thing right there. I'm going at.
We will get you a pencil. Ready? Clock will start now. So let's get writing. Go all in. Give me your pen.
Someone is for me, for me. You lay waste the heart. You fucked it, friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in the walking off your feet. I knew I was not magnificent. Straight above the highway. Take it back, stick with us. Third lake, it burns away the hallway. Was where we learned to celebrate. God made it for these times. And that you made it great. Not for me, all the things that lost you. See nothing else, nothing. I was sad, I was not magnificent. All from the highway. Yeah, you think stick with her. I can see for miles. Christmas light, just the light, the hollow bright. Oh, my brother, you say it's fine. You smoke the screen to make you what it was to be. Not alone. Once I knew I was not magnificent. I'm on the highway. Take it back, take it back. I can see miles around.
Right? A little bit of something to spice it up. Now, I don't mean any disrespect to some of this stuff, but I have definitely seen all of these things in you in this short period of time. Okay? This my exclamation to days everything that happens is from now. This
This is Paul. This is paradise. I keep rolling down to.
I'm not worried about your artistic skill. All right, you guys, let's bring it back to the circle. Come back to the circle. Come back to the circle. You guys did an excellent job. I'm very proud of you. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Quick. We don't got a lot of time. Everybody write your name on top of the curriculum piece because we're going to collect it and we're going to make books for you guys. Anthony's going to go ahead and collect it from you guys, so give them your curriculum with your journal. We won't read them unless you allow us to. We give you our word. Don't lose your permission slips. You need those for next week. Great job. Great job, everybody. Okay, so this concludes our circle. I don't know, but we'll get you one. How was that experience? Good? Here's what I've learned. Most of the time, journaling, it's like a muscle. Who wants to be muscular one day, or who wants to be in shape? Anybody want to be? Okay. Now listen. In order to gain muscle, or as an athlete, I know you guys play sports, you have to do things repetitiously, right? Meaning over and over again. The same thing goes for journaling. Yeah, like Craig had a hard time the first time. It's just like doing 100 sit-ups the first time. It's hard, right? Who else had a hard time with the journal? A couple of, see? So it takes practice. Don't worry. Again, it's free writing. You could say and write anything you want. We're not sure. And it's between us, right? Unless, what's the only way I would say something? Do you remember? As if you're going to hurt yourself or you would be a harm to somebody else. If there's something concerning that comes up to me, I will always bring it to you, right? But I will always be honest with you. Good with that? All right, what's next Monday?
Field trip.
How much?
25.
What time do we leave?
3 o'clock.
And what time we get back?
6:30.
Oh, I pray to God you guys get to come and have some fun with me.
Don't forget to bring that on Monday.
Without it, you won't go. All right? And if you need to contact me, how will you contact me?
On here.
On social media. We collected it, so I hope you wrote it down. It's just us for you, right? Just us, the number 4U.
That's easy.
It's on top of your paper right here. At just us for you. All right, everybody, how do we end a circle? We dab up, we show each other love. We thank you guys for coming. I'm glad you're coming, Craig. Welcome to the group. Sure. Taekwondo. Good seeing you, bro. Love you, ladies. Good seeing you, ladies. Okay, so this is what I need. I need the ladies to head out first. Guys, hang out for a little bit. Go back to class, okay? Yeah. Maybe in a few years you'll get there.
That is nothing. That's nothing.
All right. Do all of you play football?
Yeah.
I told you. How many times I've been telling you guys to bring me your schedule?
Mine this Saturday coming.
I know, but I want to schedule so I can see it every week. And then the week that I can make it, I'll make it.
I think I my doctor's note and give it to my coach, but I just look at my own. Yeah, my next game is at Granite Hills High School on Saturday. They start at my brother is upset.
Why don't you head out? Go ahead back to class. Craig, you can go with me. I'll see you guys next week. All right, so Anthony, you want to take a seat here for the video? All right, Tamaris. See you, man. So let's just have a conversation, pretend that that's not there, okay? Let's go back to the early elementary age. So what did you see me do in that younger group? What kind of strategies did you see me use to ensure that we had an effective circle?
You look down at them to let them know that you're on their level. Like, you've been there and you're still gonna be there. And not just because you're older and taller makes any difference.
Okay, so getting down to their level, making eye contact is huge with little ones, constantly, to keep them engaged. Okay, what other things did you see in that early elementary?
Just making sure that they respect each other. Make sure that they respect you as they respect each other, and staying quiet, being able to raise their hand. And can't find that word.
Yeah, I think let's break that down, what you said. Number one is a mutual respect. I fight for respect in the circle, because outside of here, they disrespect each other. Teachers, bro, you should see the kids that we had in the circle. You should see them in class. Oh my gosh, it's a tornado. And sometimes teachers don't always have the skill to rein those kids in. So, but we do an excellent job of it. And, you know, I would say that first circle for me was a little bit out of hand. Usually I have that group in way better control. But I think there was a lot of dynamics that were happening. They came in late. We hadn't seen them in 2 weeks, so they came in really excited. Nevaeh was really off today. She had a bad day today, and she kind of triggered the group. So yeah, I think eye contact, lowering myself to their level, maintaining a respect for the facilitator, and then a mutual respect for one another. Teaching them behavioral norms like raising their hands, so that when they leave this place, they can be successful in a organized educational environment, right? What's something else that you saw me utilize with the younger kids? What was the difference between the curriculum there and then the curriculum with the older ones?
You always let them know that you're there to listen to them, because as what you said, and a lot of them were saying, they don't have that much love and attention outside this program, because when they have a little brother, a little sibling, and they feel like the love they had goes towards the younger ones. And you are letting them know the background of what's really going on, and they're starting to understand it.
Did you notice that in the curriculum, I only hit on like 2 main points with the younger kids? Because that's all that they can handle, right? So I did an adapted version of the curriculum. With the older kids, I did way more advanced, right? We pretty much got through the whole curriculum, and we were able to even journal. And getting those 4 components is key. Timekeeping for your group is so important. Making sure that you know how to dice up the pocket of time that you have to ensure we get to the best parts. And every time you run a circle, you have to lean on your intuition as to what the kids need most. Do they have a day where they need to interact and vent and answer questions and have some reflection and contemplation? Is it a time where they're super quiet and reserved, and you think journaling would leveraging journaling would be better? Application is bringing it into real life for them, spending more time on that. Is that more important? Because they know it here, but they don't know it here horizontally to transfer that, right? So I think you'll use your intuition as a facilitator to know when and how to leverage those different times, and then to time manage and dice up those circles a lot better. Now, going to the older group, right? What were some strategies you saw me use with the older group? Different things that I did there that I did not do with the younger group.
You gave your life examples.
Yeah. Giving a life example and contextualizing it to the age group is great. Was there a time of a lot of laughter in this group, the last group? Do you remember how I got them to bust up? Did you guys see when I broke out? Do you remember the comment?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was with Greg.
Yeah, and girls, right?
Oh.
So in this stage, right, these kids are starting to like each other. They got crushes. So I could see I was kind of not totally losing them, but their focus was shifting. So I knew I had to crack a joke. So I told Craig, hey, you know, and I picked Craig specifically so he felt a relational connection with me. I gave him a vision for, hey, what does a mentor and a mentee do? What if we went fishing? What if we went up to a cabin for the weekend and then, you know, did some cool things? And what if we brought girls? You know, what if we had fun with girls? So yeah, everybody started laughing because they're like, oh yeah, that'd be great. You know, these kids. And for the girls, they're like, yeah, boys, you know, they're all into that right now. So, you know, creating comedy relief around the age group and then coming back to the circle right away. And I use that to talk about the awkwardness in the application process of building healthy relationships with mentors who would accompany them in life. So that was good. Also, I empower different students. In the first group, I empower Preston a lot. Preston is a leader. As you saw when he stepped into the camera, he memorized 5 of our 6 sayings. He's brilliant. We've only been working with him for a short period of time. So I'll use him and his energy a lot. If you notice, I sat next to Nevaeh, like really close, because Nevaeh has this need to be nurtured and like sheltered and coddled. So if you notice, I was sitting really close to Nevaeh because she requires a lot of touch and redirection, like stimulation, especially when she's not on her medication. And then I always call kids by their name, right? That's important. If you don't know your kids' names, you need to memorize them because that helps you with control, relational value. With the second group, I empower Taekwon a lot in his leadership. He is a dynamic, charismatic leader. Ariel is very withdrawn and doesn't believe or love in herself a lot. Soraya is kind of a middle person. She has leadership ability, but isn't really exercising it. She's more of a follower. Tamaris is a quiet, strong leader. Today he had a really off day. Normally he's very engaged, very bright, very intelligent. I don't know what happened. He may have had a long weekend. And sometimes as a facilitator, you never want to assume, you know, if you have time to do a check-in in a circle, it's helpful. You could have asked everybody, how was your weekend? And you could have got clued in to what happened with Tamaris and see why he might be in a bad mood or why he might be off. Because maybe he had a big fight in the household. Maybe he's still recovering from some trauma that he may have endured. A lot of our kids suffered through abuse, alcoholism, addiction in their homes, neglect, severe neglect, you name it, right? So thank you guys for watching. I hope that this stuff helps.